Charlie Chaplin was a genius.
Action!
And only the genius of Richard Attenborough, the Academy Award-winning director of Gandhi, could do justice to the triumphs and tragedies of Chaplin's epic life. Robert Downey Jr. stars in an emotional story that spans 70 years and half the globe.
I always seem to end up making films on rather a large scale. I think it is because I love the movies.
I mean, to be able to play, the first world-famous man, and let alone the first world-famous man, but he's like not a slouch. He's like a really talented and creative guy, and it's kind of a rags to riches thing. It has that kind of horror of his childhood, to the adventure of coming to America, the romance of his relationships, the drama of his exile, and the kind of joy and acceptance of his return.
Chaplin's all-star cast includes Dan Aykroyd, Anthony Hopkins, Moira Kelly, Kevin Kline, Diane Lane, Penelope Ann Miller, Nancy Travis, James Woods, and Paul Reese as Charlie's brother. Geraldine Chaplin plays Charlie's mother, her own real grandmother.
The first day was an emotional shock because, first of all, I arrived on the set and there was my father's studio, exactly as it was, and I remembered that place too. And then suddenly, out in the distance, came my father.
The casting of Charlie was probably the most important and probably the most difficult thing. I tested, big test, long test, with 7 actors. One person just leapt off the screen. Robert Downey Jr. gives the most extraordinary performance.
Chaplin! Chaplin! You told him to get changed, remember? What's he putting on, a suit of armor? Chaplin!
The scene we shot today is the first time Charlie appears in the classic outfit of the tramp. The bowler hat, the frock coat, the cane, and the big shoes. And, of course, you know, he stole the show.
That's enough! Cut! Damn you, Chaplin, what are you trying to do to me?
Get a load of that. I don't believe it. It's happened so quick, Chaz. 12 months ago, you were still in vaudeville.
I'm top of the bill, Sid.
Value for money is all we're after.
1,000 a week is more than I get.
Charlie's name is bigger, Mr. Sennett. If you'll pardon me for saying so.
I mean, can you imagine if Charlie Chaplin was alive today? He's the kind of guy you'd want to have at your party, you know?
It's fun being Douglas Fairbanks because he had fun.
Sire, you are most truly welcome.
Chaplin said, I think in his autobiography, that he considered Douglas Fairbanks his best friend.
Hello, Charlie. You ever hear the word jailbait, Charlie? That's the definition.
It must have just been amazing just to be in his presence. So I would imagine if I was a woman that I would find it, you know, A, he was handsome, and B, he was, you know, pretty entertaining. So, I mean, he, you know, he gets the girl a bunch.
That sweet child bride of yours, well, her divorce lawyers have informed her it's an asset.
An asset?
Yes. Quick, they're trying to seize the film.
Hollywood in the 20s. It was just a small farming community then, so recreating history on film meant the movie company had to travel 60 miles north of Los Angeles to Fillmore. There, in the middle of orange groves, they rebuilt 2 entire movie studios from the ground up.
And break it. Having sent yourself.
Every day is just another, you know, wildly self-indulgent opportunity for an actor, you know. Like, today we're blowing up a bunch of dirt and you're dressed as a tree, tomorrow's a chicken, and then the day after that you have to do the tramp walk, be 89 years old, and then look really young for the love scene with Eddie. I was like, fine.
Very good.
Bringing Chaplin to the screen tested the skill of Attenborough's Oscar-winning production team. 3,000 costumes were needed. Props and camera equipment from 8 decades had to be gathered, along with paddle wheel boats, steam engines, horse-drawn carriages, and hundreds of vintage automobiles.
I feel like I've done, you know, a period film in every decade.
Yes, good one. Thank you.
Cut it.
Cut.
You're quite right. It's a bigger part. No, it's just that he's got a bigger part than you have now. Exactly. You've just got to give actors and actresses supreme confidence. And if you give them confidence, then they give back to you a performance which transcends the norm, which ventures, which dares, which makes a great performance possible.
You really need a break, Charlie. Charlie!
Did you lose your other wives this way?
I think so.
Truth is stranger than fiction and more interesting if you can dig it up and tell it like it was, what really went on.
I play a woman named Joan Barry, who became obsessed with possibly the most powerful man in Hollywood at that time, Charlie Chaplin. And, I mean, it was a time when Hoover was hounding Charlie Chaplin for evidence of communist leanings.
How can we make them realize the danger?
I have my own questions as to whether the paternity suit was her own idea, but she certainly brought him a lot of bad press.
You'll sleep well the night you give this baby a name. The night you show this lecher that the law means him as well as the bums on Skid Row.
A lot of very heavy stuff went down. Obviously, because this is an Attenborough film, that is dealt with in a very objective but poignant way.
Charlie! They've thrown you out.
I mean, they credited him with actually turning film into an art that's not only funny, but that is really insightful into the human condition.
It really is kind of a hero's journey type thing. It's a big and fun movie. And at the same time, it seems to me about someone like everyone, hopefully, you know, looking for some enlightenment, looking for some, you know, some truth.